Okay, this is webinar number 3 of our Fast Cash series, and this is a Q&A webinar. Basically, I've had some emails that I've been sent on this stuff, and so I'm going to include those. Anybody else that has any questions, just pop them in the chat. I'll I will answer those. Excuse me, I had to take a little drink of water there. And toward the end, we're going to get into some really cool stuff. I'm going to show you some ninja techniques about rep management. So cool, let's get a move on. I did not prepare slides today because it's basically me just reinforcing and reiterating some stuff. So let's get my notes going. Can you guys see the screen? It says on my end that you should be able to see it. Awesome, awesome, okay. Let's just go over these. These are, just general things. Yeah, these are it's basically what you're looking at is a notepad file with my notes on it, because I like some structure. I mean, I'm more than happy to answer questions, but I like a little structure to a webinar. Nothing happens until you do. You really can, with just the techniques that I've showed you, you could build a six-figure business in half a year to a year. It doesn't happen as fast as people think. And I think that, there's often a mismatch of expectations. I mean, everybody, we live in the 21st century. Everybody wants everything yesterday, and that's understandable. But when you're building a business, you gotta focus. You gotta get rid of distractions. It's an ongoing war that all of us fight with, with other stuff, right? I mean, it is so seductive to think, well, gee, Lee said it would take 6 months to a year to build a six-figure business, but this other course says I could do that in 2 months. Well, maybe you can't. Maybe there's just some stuff that I don't know. I can't know everything, but maybe you can. That may not be a lie. Maybe there was somebody who, the stars aligned and it really happened. But is that going to happen for everybody? No, it's not going to happen for everybody. Is that going to happen for everybody who actually does the work? No, it's not going to happen for everybody who actually does the work. So when I say half year to a year, I'm trying to give you something that's realistic. But it's not going to do it. It's not going to build itself. This is work. The stuff I've told you, I mean, it's not work like digging a trench is work. But it's just work. I mean, once you learn it, this stuff I've told you and other stuff that actually does work, if you do some coaching with me or if you buy any of my, classes or anything like that, this stuff works. But it works in a realistic time frame. I mean, you actually have to totally put your nose to the grindstone and just do it over and over again. I think part of why people buy so much stuff and kind of get into that cycle, it's kind of a hideous cycle of buying something, trying it a little bit, buying something, trying it a little bit. There's a bunch of psychological forces going on there. There's the promise of the grass is greener on the other side. But also for a lot of us with internet marketing, there's a fascination with technology. I mean, Facebook is just cool. I have friends all around the globe. I mean, real friends. It's amazing. I've met them on Facebook. On any given day, I will use Skype or Facebook, and I will talk to people on today 1, 2, 3, 4 continents. It would be the United States, a couple of places in South America, England, and Australia. That's just amazing, and we we're attracted to this stuff because it's just part of our fascination with this kind of thing. The internet's cool. So it is very seductive to say, hey, here's another really cool thing. Let me learn about that. But the problem is there are bunches of people. I've been talking today for about 12 hours straight, so I'm going to have to drink a fair amount of water while I do this. I apologize for having to stop every moment. The problem is there are tons, thousands of people who know lots of cool stuff, and they're broke. And I'm not knocking them, okay? Please do not think that I'm knocking them or feeling superior or anything like that. You know, I'm old enough and I've made enough mistakes to where I'm not likely to feel superior to anybody, you know. But my point is, this is work. Now, if you're willing to actually focus and do this, you could choose either one of the two previous webinars. You could choose the one about the restaurants. I've got coaching students who are just doing that. You could just do that. The restaurant webinar. Walk in, show them the crummy looking website, flip over to the mobile website, show them that. You think that'll help your business? Walk out. You could hit every restaurant within driving distance. And when you got done with those, there are a bunch of businesses that work very much like restaurants. Spas, salons work very much like restaurants. I understand you're eating in one place, getting a haircut in the other place, but the business is very, very similar. Walk in, show them the crummy website, show them the mobile website. You think this would help your business? Walk out. I mean, again, unless you're living in Montana and you're 50 miles away from your nearest neighbor, most people live close enough to enough businesses to where this is July, you probably would not run out of businesses to visit. And you could just do that one thing, and I can guarantee you that if you would just see my next thing, unsubscribe. I mean, hand on a stack of Bibles, guys. I'm serious about this. Now, look, I'm a big affiliate marketer. Okay, no joke. When I find people mail me stuff that they want me to mail my list for like several times a day, most of it I don't. It's not a good fit. It's junk. I don't like it, or I mean, it's just not going to work. But when I see something good, I let people know about it, because if I see something that I think, hey, there's value to that, it's got information and it's cool software, then I let my list know about it. But that becomes very distracting for some people who are really trying to build their business. It is fine for you to unsubscribe from everything. Okay, so I mean, even for me, I'm serious. It is fine for you to put blinders on and say, Lee said to do this from now until Christmas. That's pretty much what I'm telling you. And it is fine for you to do that. Let me show you something. I hadn't planned on doing this, but it just occurred to me. Super Pages is a site like Yellow Pages. Basically the same idea. I don't know if one's superior to the other. It doesn't really matter. So it is superpages.com. I want to show you something. I use this part of Super Pages a lot. I think it's popular categories. Look at that. So this is at superpages.com. Go all the way to the bottom. Click the link that says popular categories. Sometimes, we live our own lives. I work at home. I get in the car. I go work out because I'm in horrible shape. I go to the grocery store. I get gas. Every once in a blue moon, I get my hair cut. That doesn't mean I take my family places. I eat lunch in one of 3 restaurants. I mean, it's so bad, the burrito place that I eat at, which we're going to see in just at the end of the webinar. It's so funny. When I walk in the door, they've already got my lunch made for me. I mean, that's how sick that is. So my point is, all of us tend to get in ruts. Why? Because it's efficient to do that. with stuff you don't have to think about. But then you think to yourself, well, just sitting here, well, what kinds of businesses could use a mobile website? Well, what kinds of businesses, think about it like this. What kinds of businesses would get traffic from somebody on their phone or somebody talking to somebody? They got the phone out, they got the tablet out, the iPad out. Somebody says, hey, well, let me show you this, or get maps out, let's find this, that kind of thing. What kinds of businesses does that happen for? Well, there's a bunch of them. But, sometimes when you're just sitting all by yourself without a list in front of you, it's a little hard to think about them. But check this out. Look, I can see over here, beauty salons, health clubs, manicures, tanning salons. A lot of those beauty salons are independently owned. Definitely could use a mobile website. Health clubs, a lot of them are franchises, but guess what? A lot of them are independently owned. Definitely could use a mobile website. Manicures, never had one, but I don't know that much about those, so let's just say I don't know about those, okay? Tanning salons, well, hey, I got a friend who just sold a business made of, I think it was 11 or 12 tanning salons, but that would be the kind of business. Definitely use a mobile website. My point is, and I'm not going to belabor this, I just want you to expand your thinking. My point is, just because I showed you restaurants does not mean that extremely simple sales technique, which works like gangbusters, that extremely simple sales technique just works for restaurants. Not true. It works for lots of businesses that are similar to restaurants. All these businesses are similar to restaurants. Tanning salons, I'm very light-skinned, so tanning is not really my thing, but, I'm guessing that, people who use tanning salons, probably a lot of them are going to get out their phones and look for one near them. Let's move down here and see if we can find some more that might be interesting for that. Chiropractors need mobile websites. Dental insurance not. Dentists need mobile websites. Now, that's kind of like the usual suspects. Check this out, drug treatment centers. I honestly never even thought of that before. I don't know how many of those are independently owned. I mean, obviously a lot of them are going to work through insurance. I'm guessing these are these places that help you get off drugs. My guess is some of those are independently owned, maybe owned by doctors or owned by therapists or something like that. It'd be a perfect candidate for a mobile website. Nursing homes, not all of these are chains. Okay, a lot of them are not. Paternity testing, that's interesting. I've never had that. I've never needed that service. So I don't know about that one. Adoption agencies, husband and wife, two people, whatever, sitting around thinking, well, we're not having the baby for whatever reason. We're not having the baby ourselves. Maybe we need to look into this. Churches definitely need a mobile website. I know that's kind of getting into the not, you might think, well, gee, do they have any money? My God, no pun intended, right? Have you seen how massive some churches are? I mean, these are multi-million, some of these churches, a lot of churches are multi-million-dollar organizations. It would be very easy just to walk in and say, do the mobile website thing. I can hook you up with this. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a break on it. Garbage disposal in some places. I live in a city where that's all public, but there are some places where you have a choice. And the choices are not all like big companies. So I'm challenging you to look through here. Here's a great one, by the way, movers. Okay, I've had more than one good mover client in the past. I'm challenging you to look through here. I'm challenging you to pick like the mobile website, you know, what we did on the first webinar. I'm challenging you to look through here. I'm challenging you to think, oh my goodness, there actually probably are enough businesses within driving distance for me to keep me busy doing this for a good 2 years. Now see, the beauty of this is it doesn't really take that many clients to make a nice business. You know, you got to crawl before you can walk. And I don't want to talk about things like upselling. I don't want to talk about things like bundling lots of services together, because that would cloud the issue for you guys right now. This is fast cash. It's making cash tomorrow, and it is very much an introductory level. But you can't upsell someone unless you have sold them something to begin with. And it really is not going to take for a smaller business, like a 1 or 2 person business. Somebody told me last time that they were doing this with a partner. Still, it does not take that many clients to get a few high-paying clients to where you have a very nice recurring income. So that's cool. Okay, so this is superpages.com, popular categories. This is an eye-opening page. Put your nose to the grindstone. You know, have you noticed I keep talking about work? Yeah, because it will not happen until you do. I would like to challenge you. You know, I can't like fly over to where you are and make you do this. That wouldn't work anyway. I'd like to challenge you to give yourself a 90-day challenge. Look, let's rationally talk about what could happen to you in 90 days. Well, you could die, okay? And if you die, I mean, God bless you. I hope this doesn't happen, knock on wood, God forbid, and all that. But if you die, it doesn't matter anyway, right? I mean, seriously. I mean, you're going to go on to better. I firmly believe that. But I'm just saying, it doesn't matter anyway if you're going to die next month or the next month, okay? So that can happen. Well, let's suppose you don't die, you live. Well, 90 days is really not that long. I mean, June, May, and April. So, I mean, it wasn't that long ago to where I was sitting there around thinking, wow, spring's almost here. That's about 90 days ago. Okay. So you're going to be here 90 days from now. Well, so what's going to happen? You're going to be pretty much in the same place you were before, or are things going to be radically different? A good thing to do is give yourself 90 days. Now, I do this in my own business. Matter of fact, in one aspect of my business, I'm right in the middle of this. Actually, in 2 aspects of my business, I'm right in the middle of this. Give yourself a good 90 days to have what I call a 90-day challenge. This is, you're not marrying the thing, okay? All you're doing is just, you know, committing to do something for 3 months. Okay, what's the worst thing that happened? It's a total flop and it didn't work. Well, you know, like I said, I mean, if you don't die, you're going to be here anyway, right? If you don't do something, you're going to be here and you're going to be a little frustrated anyway, because you're going to be in the same place you were 90 days ago. So I'm saying give yourself permission to focus for 90 days. Unsubscribe from all the email lists, or if you don't want to do that, use another email list for your friends and your mom or your dad or your brother or sister, you know, significant other, whatever. And quit reading all this garbage that everybody sends you, okay? And I realize not all this garbage. I just said that for a fact. But unsubscribe. Write yourself out a marketing plan. It's really not a total business plan. You don't need a business plan, but you do need a marketing plan. A marketing plan is, how am I going to create a business for my business over a certain period of time? Write yourself out a marketing plan. As a matter of fact, I've got a great one right here. How about you contact, and look, I pulled this number 10 just straight out of a hat, okay? Because I got people who could do this full-time, who have the time to do this full-time, unemployed, don't want to be employed, et cetera, working hard at building the next thing in their lives. I got people who are employed. So I'm just choosing a number 10. You choose the number. The number 10 is not that important. What's important is you choose a number and stick with it. So let's use 10 as an example. You choose, you say, I'm going to contact 10 businesses a week for 90 days. Well, that's going to be about 13.5. I wonder what that number was. That's my estimation of the number of weeks in 90 days. Okay. So 13.5 times 10, 135 businesses. Now, I think if you contact 135 businesses, you're going to make anywhere from 10 to 15 sales. I can guarantee you that if you have 10 to 15 sales under your belt, we are not even going to be talking the same language together after that. You're going to be in an entirely different place. It'd be kind of like you were a 4-year-old playing t-ball, and now you're maybe not in the big leagues, but at least you're in a fairly good minor league team, okay? Or maybe you're playing good college ball. I mean, the difference between 0 and 10 to 15 is huge because of what you learn, and also because within that 10 or 15 clients, there are a few that you can go big with. Okay, there are a few who are going to hit you up and say, "Hey, that was cool. What more can you help me with?" Or there's some that are going to start sending you stuff and say, "Hey, so and so, could you tell me if this is something my business needs?" You're going to start becoming the go-to person for all things internet for that business. That's where you start to build a clientele. That's where you start to get referrals, and that's where you start to make recurring income. Now, see these numbers feel very good to me. Okay, could someone do this and just get 6? Yes. Could someone do this and get 20? Yes. But those numbers feel very realistic to me. 10 a week, 90 days, 10 to 15 sales. You're making, I think I'm thinking $400 per sale, which is on the low side. I'm trying to be very realistic here. So you're making $4,000 to $6,000. Okay, $6,000 in 3 months is only $2,000 a month. But right now I got, not everybody, but right now I got a bunch of folks making 0. And so 3 times 0 is 0 last time I checked. Okay, this is very realistic. Do that. Then you work on upselling. I'm actually considering having a master class about upselling because, all humility aside, I am one of the best upsellers on the planet. Upselling means when you sell somebody one thing, then you take a $400 sale and turn that into a $1,500 sale, $2,000 sale. I can do that about half the time. So I'm really considering having a class in that. But like I said, if you don't have some of those $400 sales, you have nothing to upsell. So it's all just, hypothetical nonsense until you actually get prospecting machine going. So my purpose here was just to interject a massive amount of common sense reality into this thing. Could you go big and contact 30 businesses a week? Yeah, and these numbers would multiply approximately by 3, so that would be 12 to 18. That's starting to look like real money. Okay. But I wanted something where everybody could look at it and say, yeah, I'm getting my head around this thing. I'm starting to understand that this is real, that it takes work, but also that it's a very doable thing, too. And it is a very doable thing. Cool. I've had a few questions already. I thought I'd just pop those in here. What to use to build a mobile site? You can basically, every time I turn around on the Warrior Forum, there's a mobile template. Mobile template is basically an HTML file or a series of HTML files that you just doctor up on your own. You can use Notepad to do that, or Notepad++, or Notepad+, or whatever that thing's called. I forgot. You can do that. Those are easy. You can, there are a bunch of builders, where you're in like a back end and an interface and you fill stuff in, drop and drag type stuff. There are a bunch of those. But those are more expensive. So if you're just getting going and you may not have $200 just throw at something, see if it works, and you may not have the monthly money to pay for it while while you're learning, start with a template. My buddy Dave Cisneros out in California sold a template recently on the Warrior Forum that I thought was really good. He made a little one-page site. I'm not sure you could sell that for $400. Well, you could probably, it's according to the business, you could sell it for $200 to $400. Okay, just get something, learn it. Do not spend much time messing around with it. Okay, and then go out and get some business. All right. And if you have a few businesses that say, well, I don't really like any of the sites you're showing me, then one of two things is going to happen. One, you're going to lose the sale. Big deal. That happens to the best of us, okay? Or two, you can go back and, look at all those emails I told you to unsubscribe from, and you can find somebody who's selling the website. Or you could get on the Warrior Forum and get like in the Warrior for Hire section. I haven't looked in there in a while because I kind of have my own team doing stuff, but you can look in the Warrior for Hire section and very likely find somebody to build the mobile site for you. So then you would sell something like $400 or $500 and you would pocket half of that or some portion of that and they would pocket the rest. It's a heck of a lot better than not getting going and never doing anything. What to sell to realtors? Had a bunch of people ask me about that. There's a lot of stuff to sell to realtors. Had that question a couple of times. Search engine optimization. You have to know a fair amount of that in order to sell that to realtors. But what I call personal branding websites, which are basically 5-page websites that brands the realtor themselves. This works in the United States. I'm not so sure this would work somewhere in the UK. For instance, where the real estate agent is actually an employee of the company. In the United States, real estate agents are all independent contractors, which gives them a certain amount of flexibility and also a certain amount of responsibility. But personal branding websites, mobile websites, social media is huge selling to realtors. So if you're into social media, that is a great thing. Anything. And look, don't overcomplicate it. I mean, you can sell somebody just a Facebook fan page package, with a nice cover graphic for a few $100 because realtors are basically extremely good salespeople and they're not going to have the time or the knowledge to do all this stuff. So Facebook's a great thing to sell to realtors. Video is excellent to sell to realtors. So video ranking, house walkthroughs, things like that, or just very generic videos about real estate that you rank for different things. Those are excellent to sell to realtors. SMS marketing is good to sell to realtors because you can capture the, you can basically capture that lead at the sign, when somebody basically drives by a sign, wants some more information, they get captured into the SMS thing that way. That's a good thing. You can add QR codes into that. Lots of cool stuff to sell to realtors. Personally, what I sell is SEO, social media, a little bit of SMS, not a lot, a little bit of SMS, and a lot of video marketing. Cool. So that basically covered a lot of, what I got out of emails, et cetera, as people were asking me questions. I've got some bonus material, which I think is going to be really, really cool. I do a lot of stuff like what I'm about to show you in a lot of different ways. This is a cool reputation management technique. And I'm going to share this with you. You are the first people on the planet to ever see this. It's slick, it's cool, it works. I do something very similar to this with real estate agents. So I'm going to share something cool with you, but before we get going, let's see if anybody has. Nice. Philip's telling us collected $4.95 today minus PayPal fees, local business person. Very cool. Very cool. Philip, what was that for? Pop in the chat and tell me a little bit more about that without giving away any of your shop to anybody else. If anybody else has a question that I can answer now, I'll be more than happy to answer that while Philip's telling us a little bit more about that. Just a simple website. You know, I tell you something, that reminds me of something, Philip, that I've been wanting to talk about. Um, I have a couple of coaching students who are killing it, and I can't reveal exactly how they're doing it because they've been working on this a long time. I've been helping them with it. It's not like it's patented or anything, but it is kind of a proprietary technique. That's not, you know, don't feel like you're missing out on anything because I'm not telling you that. I just don't have their permission to reveal this. But I'll tell you right now, just selling a simple website is still a good thing to do. I mean, you know, we get so caught up in the new that we forget that the old stuff, there's still a bunch of businesses out there who have websites that look like some, you know, 12-year-old built them in 1998. So that is a very, very good thing to do. Thank you for bringing that up because I had meant to write down because I'm, you know, I kind of go through these things where I try to tell everybody stuff, right, that I run into in coaching or run into in classes and stuff or run into in my own business. And, you know, I was kind of reminded as these folks were telling me this, you know, I said, well, you know, I really need to just pass this on. Don't get so hung up on the new that you think the old is over with, because the old is not over with. Philip, I'm not gonna read that out because that's a little too much. Yeah, well, it's not that it's not appropriate. I just don't want to give anything away for you. I'm going to give you my main email address. I'm going to send that just to you, although most people, a lot of people haven't. Now, Philip, just because you got my email address, you're welcome to email me, but I'm saying it doesn't mean I'm going to see it. It's according to the day. Sometimes when I launch stuff or when stuff, you know, I'll get a flood of 1,000 or 2,000 emails and stuff just gets lost. So I'm going to give you it's my Facebook page, and I'll just send that to everybody. That's my personal Facebook profile. Okay, I don't really have a page for my business. A good way to get hold of me is through Facebook. So Philip and everybody else, if you're not my friend on Facebook, just go ahead and friend me. Now, what you need to do is, I have a list of people that friended me. I don't know who the heck they are. And, you know, I got a bunch of friends, but I don't really want a bunch and I don't know who the heck they are. So if you could message me and say, Philip, I'll very likely remember your last name. I might not, though. But if you could message me and just say, well, go into my other message thing. Just do the best you can, okay? Because I think when you send a message and you're not a friend, it goes into that other message folder, which I forget to open every now and then. Philip, let's leave it like this, Philip. Try to hook up with me on Facebook. If for some reason I'm not accepting your friend request, if we could be friends. I've got close to 1,000 friends, or 900, or some stupid number like that. So I can't remember who's a friend and who's not. But if that's not working, then shoot me an email. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, Philip says I accepted him last week. Good for me. I'm glad I got that set. So now, Philip, that's really the best way to get hold of me is just shoot me a quick message through Facebook. Okay, that tends to get my attention more than email. But you've got a great question. I think I understand it. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about what to do with that. Okay? Cool. So you guys want to learn something new? Something that I hadn't really planned on teaching, but I thought, you know, I love teaching people about new stuff. This is cool. I mean, the little tweaks I have on this, I think is really cool. I am, just so you know, releasing a little report about this. So when this little report comes out, which will come out on the Warrior Forum, you don't need to buy it. And if you do and you realize it's the same thing, you want your money back, just hit me up and I'll give you your money back. But I'm just saying, you know, just just for total transparency. Well, let me show you something. Not there. This burrito place, Willie's Mexicana Grill, it's a chain, okay? It's actually a bunch of franchises. And I eat lunch there like a couple of times a week, something like that, maybe sometimes more. And I really, really like these guys. They're super nice to me. I mean, it is so insane. Sometimes I'll get just, lunch for everybody. In summer, my kids are home. Well, actually, I homeschool my kids, so they're home all the time anyway. But sometimes I'll just go over and get there and get lunch for everybody and bring it home. And I've been doing this, both eating there and doing that so much. And I always kind of get the same thing. But all I got to do is just show up at the door and hold my fingers up, 1, 2, or 3. And the guy that makes the burritos already knows what that means. I mean, we got this little system. I mean, and these guys are really nice to me. And I wanted an example. Okay, I wanted an example of a rep management technique, but I did not want it to be a paying client of mine because I didn't want to confuse somebody with, Haley, why is there suddenly a ton of traffic coming here? And some genius might pick up the phone and call them. So I thought I would just, do my buddies over. Well, they're not a client of mine. I thought I'd do them a favor and do what I'm showing you here, but use it as an example of stuff that I'm doing in order to pick up clients for my offline business. Now, a lot of times when people are thinking about using a new business, it doesn't have to be a restaurant, it could be a dentist, it could be a child care center, it could be, podiatrist, I don't know, I'm just naming stuff, right? It could be a used car company. A lot of times when people are thinking about going to a new business, nowadays people check it out on the internet, right? Well, a lot of ways that they do that, let's get a notepad file. Let's actually get a new one coming up here so I can show you this. A lot of times what people will do is they'll get on their phone and they'll type in business name and the word reviews, okay? So let's say it's Chuck's Used Car Lot, and maybe they got a nice-looking 4-year-old BMW sitting on Chuck's Used Car Lot. And, well, you want to know, I mean, is this person a bandit or is this a legitimate used car dealership? I mean, somebody's got to have a legitimate used car dealership, so you would type in Chuck's Used Car Lot reviews. A lot of people do that because what they're looking for are stuff of a review-type nature about Chuck's Used Car Lot. Well, that is a great way. Getting web pages, getting Web 2.0 properties, getting YouTube videos, getting a Vimeo video, stuff like that. There's a bunch of things that you can, over time, get on the search engine results page that would show up for Chuck's Used Car Lot reviews. So that is a good reputation management technique. That's really what I call brand management, where there's kind of like big reputation management and little reputation management. Big reputation management is brand management, where you're very much managing the entire brand over a series of venues online. Little reputation management to me is where you're helping people get good reviews on Yelp for their business, okay? So what I'm telling you is now both of these can be extremely lucrative, but brand management can be monumentally lucrative because it takes a long time to get a bunch of to get the whole all-encompassing more reviews on Yelp, more stuff on page 1 when somebody searches that business name reviews. I mean, it takes a while to get this up there. It's going to take a while to create it. It's going to take a while to backlink a lot of stuff. It's going to take a while to get it up there. So in other words, this is a good, I said I wasn't going to talk about upselling, but I guess I am, right? This is a good direction for you to go with clients who want to go in this direction. Now, I can't, in the next few minutes tell you the whole thing. I'm not going to leave anything purposefully out. It's just it's a fairly complex thing that I'm talking about. But what I am going to tell you is a really good way for you to impress a business owner and get their attention so that you can talk to them about selling them any number of these kinds of services. Now, so let's say I wanted to sell my buddies over at Willie's Mexican Grill on North Care Road. Let's say I wanted to sell, I wanted to approach the manager there and sell them a whole package of stuff. Well, it'd be really cool if when somebody, if I could walk in there, like on an appointment with the manager, an appointment with whoever's the decision maker, and this would work for any business. And it'd be really cool if I could actually show them something that would make them stop and think, wow, this guy really does know what he's doing. This is really cool, and I'm starting to understand how this would work. Well, the easy way to do this is to get a video ranked, okay, because videos rank fairly rapidly. And videos are also, they're easy to see. They stand out in the search engine results. They're hard to miss. I mean, it's very obvious when you have a video there because it doesn't look like anything else. And also, it's very easy for a client to think, wow, if I had that video there, if I had more stuff like that there, I could easily see people searching for My Business Plus reviews, hitting a nice video, and thinking, wow, that's a place that I want to do business with. So, what I'm going to show you is a really good technique for getting videos ranked very rapidly. By very rapidly, I mean in about 10 to 20 minutes rapidly. So that you could then walk into the business, say, hi, I'd like to talk to the manager, show them the video on the search result. Okay, basically it's very much like the other thing I told you. Show them the video on the search result, point to it and say, I do stuff like this for businesses. I can do a whole lot more like this for businesses. It's going to take me a little while to explain the whole thing to you. Are you interested in me stopping back sometime where I can sit down and show you what I can do for you that will dramatically improve your business online? Now see, you could walk in and tell a business manager, business decision maker what I just said, and if you didn't have any proof, a lot of them would think, it's blowing hot air. Yeah, I heard that one before. Yeah, sure. But if you have proof, if you've got something on your phone, on your iPad, on your laptop, whatever, that you can point to and say, look at this. This is proof. This is the kind of stuff I can do. It's here. I did it. That puts you in a whole new ballgame. Okay, you're suddenly separate from all the BS artists. All right. Suddenly you're the real deal and you command respect. Now, check this out. Bam. Look at that baby. YouTube video one day ago, okay, because I decided to turn this into a teaching experience about a day ago. I thought, it's about time that I taught people how to do this. And that's when I went out and found somebody who wasn't, thought about somebody who wasn't my client, because obviously I can't screw up my relationship with real clients. But I thought I'd give these guys a little charge to their business by doing this. Here's this video. Here's the video right here. Now you can't hear it when I play it, but I want to show you how easy this video was to make. Basically, I went to their website. They're a pretty cool website. And I took a screen capture of stuff. See if I did anything beyond that. I might have just talked. Yeah, so I then went over to Yelp and I looked at a few of their reviews, which I'm going to, in this video, going to end up, I think I ended up scrolling down some, and I basically was talking about the reviews and saying, yeah, I agree with that, yeah, I agree with that, yeah, I agree with that. Now, just total transparency, I did in the, and I'll show you how this works in a moment, but I did down here, disclaimer, absolutely no affiliation with Willie's at all, which is true. You get nothing out of this video, just like the restaurant. That whole thing is totally true. I love the restaurant. I love those guys. I thought, well, that'd be great. I'll just pop this video up there. I know it's going to rank pretty fast, and it is true that I see so much negativity about businesses online. I wanted to do something nice for these guys because they treat me right. So I thought they would make an excellent candidate for this. They could potentially benefit from it. Has it been viewed a lot? No, it hasn't, but that doesn't really matter, because what you're doing here is you can make this video so you can go to their website, you can do a screen capture, and I use Snagit. I don't use anything fancy. Snagit costs, well, I did an upgrade. It cost me, I think, $24, $25, so maybe it costs $40. I don't know. It's not Camtasia. It's not going to break the bank, okay? I use Snagit. I did a screen capture. I'm talking about the business. Now, if you don't know the business that you want to approach, I mean, you don't want to sit there and lie and say that's the greatest business in the world, because you don't know. But the good thing to do is to go over to Yelp and just talk, just showcase their reviews. You can get this video. Now, I did zero backlinking to this video. Okay, let me show you how this worked. The keyword phrase I was going after was very long tail. Willie's Mexican Grill, North Dakota Road reviews. Very long tail keyword phrase. There's going to be virtually no traffic, no competition for that. That's why this works so well. Take this keyword phrase. I'll show you where it is in the video. It's right here in the title. Exactly the same. It's right there at the beginning of the description. Then I just have some stuff. It's here at the end of the description. And it's in the little tab somewhere, wherever those are. I just put those in. I never really look at them after they're there. Zero backlinking. I did that. Look, the video's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. I did that. It ranked in, at 17 minutes it ranked. Okay, I wasn't sitting there just hitting refresh, seeing where it got there. I was doing this stuff, but at 17 minutes it ranked. Now, this is a cool thing to do. Is this one video going to massively impact a business's business? Absolutely not, because it's so long tail, it's not going to get seen a bunch. What it will do, though, it will prove to the business owner that you are for real. Okay, you're not going to lie and say, "Hey, I got this video ranked and it's going to get all these views and all that stuff." That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this, all I'm saying is this is a good way for you to walk into a business and say, bam, I did that. I can do stuff like this all day long. I can get stuff on pages for various combinations of your business name plus reviews. Now, frankly, the magic of why this ranked so well was because I put the address in there. So if I'm going to use this to show to a potential client and I want to show them how cool I am, if I take the business name plus the address, and you don't even have to have the numbers, plus the road you're on, and then pop that word reviews in there, and I got something I can show people. Now, realistically, if someone were paying me to do this for rep management to positively impact their business, this would be okay, but I would really have to take that part out, okay? Willie's Mexican Grill reviews. Again, I would basically have to either use the same video or a bunch of videos and do this for various combinations of the business name and the word reviews. And I also, although it's not used as much, but I'll also throw in the word review singular in it, okay, when I'm selling a package of this stuff. But my point is, because fast cash, these webinars were all about the beginning of the process. These were all about very, very easy to do, cool ways to make business owners sit up and pay attention to you, really time-effective ways for you to do prospecting. This is a time-effective way for you to do prospecting for rep management type stuff. I do stuff like this. I do a lot of variations of stuff like this, okay? I rank videos for addresses for real estate agents. You know, I'll take their little listing of their property. I'll do a screen capture. I'll rank it for the address. I'll email the real estate agent and say, hey, you have a listing at 1234 Yellow Street, Denver, Colorado. If you will get on Google and Google 1234 Yellow Street, Denver, Colorado, look at the search engine results, you can see a video. That's me. I can do this kind of stuff for you all day long. This and so much more. Are you interested in me helping you grow your business? So this is a very, very slick prospecting technique. It works like gangbusters. The magic is in how long the long tail word is, but it's also in the fact the business name is here and the word reviews here. So that's my little bonus for tonight. A totally slick way of approaching even more businesses. Any questions about this little technique that I just showed you guys? Anybody got anything? Was that cool? Did you feel like you learned something new there? Yeah, I'm getting lots of cools. Yeah, it's very cool. And you understand that, I mean, you could actually sell somebody that video or rent it to them. I would not charge them very much at all for that because they're not going to get that much traffic. But again, what this does is this sets you apart from anybody else they're talking to because you have walked in with proof. Okay? If you do this, then you're talking to them from a position of strength, and they know it. They realize they're talking to a professional who can actually do this stuff. That in and of itself is a lot of the battle and will help you get a lot more business. Cool beans. Okay. We've been going about an hour. I think I've covered it all. I've given you this last thing wasn't really an entirely this last thing wasn't a complete technique in and of itself. It's like the front end of a technique, but I've given you two. So let's say I've given you 2.5 really simple killer techniques that actually work. Please, 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 please. I know I keep saying this. Unsubscribe from all that other junk. You can even unsubscribe from me. I'll never know it. It will never hurt it wouldn't hurt my feelings anyway, because I would think, yeah, there's somebody who's actually putting the pedal to the metal and actually going to make this stuff work. And please put yourself on the 90-day challenge. And please believe me when I say that if you will focus on some of the stuff I've told you, just choose one thing and do it, bam, that would work. This will work. This will put you in an entirely different place 3 months from now than you are right now. Philip's doing lead gen. Excellent, excellent. Philip likes this technique. Sweet. Very nice, very nice. Philip, I do lead gen too. I do that through videos, exact match domains, and some authority sites. Very nice, excellent stuff. Cool. Awesome. So, Philip, you've got my contact information. That other question you asked me about, it's a little off topic, and also it's kind of like, you know, it's something that I'm happy to Skype with you about that, okay? But that's not something that we want to just, you know, yeah, Philip understands. For the rest of you, it's a business thing. It's not like, you know, he's got some kind of weird wart somewhere and wants to ask me about what to do with it, because I wouldn't know. That's just a joke. I've been up too long. But anyway, cool beans. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope that everybody got a lot out of this. I had a blast teaching it to you. I got more killer stuff coming out. I am seriously thinking about creating a whole class about upselling. I'm just throwing this out there because, you know, as you think about, wow, that would be cool, that would be cool, I'm not interested in that at all, let me know, because the only reason I have this aspect of my business is to teach you guys how to do this. So if you don't want the kind of stuff I'm teaching you, then I don't have this aspect of my business. But what I excel at is making money and selling things. and I excel at teaching other people how to do that. I'm seriously thinking about a class for upselling, which may or may not be put together with a class for how to do a sales presentation. Because I know for a fact that most of you guys, I'm not knocking anybody, guys, I am in my mid-50s. I have had some massive sales training from some of the best sales trainers on the planet over time. I have a specific way that I personally do a sales presentation. I think it is the way that extremely professional corporate salespeople do this kind of stuff, but I don't see it a lot, and I've never seen it taught in the offline internet marketing space that we're in. So I'm considering doing a class on that, because I could turn you into like a sales machine in probably 3 or 4 webinar, maybe 5 webinar type sessions, something on that order. So I'm thinking about this stuff. I got stuff coming out, you know. Just look for it. Let me know how I can help you, basically. Okay. Thank you so much. And I'm going to power it down. I should have this up in the members area middle of the morning, plus or minus. Okay. Awesome. Thank you all very much. And I will see you soon.